ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. We are reading from Canto 4, Chapter 12, Dhruva Mahārāja goes back to Godhead. So we are in the section where Vaikuntha is being glorified, and now there is glorification of residents of Vaikuntha, or one who attains the Vaikuntha, the Vaiṣṇavas. Text 37. Shanta samadrusha shuddha sarvabhuta anuranjana यान्ति अंजसा अच्युत padam achyutam achyuta priya bandhava. So translation: persons who are peaceful, equipoised, cleansed and purified, who know the art of pleasing all other living entities, keep friendship only with devotees of the Lord. Look at the beauty. They are pleasing to everybody, but keep friendship only with the devotees. Right. So pleasing to everybody is Dhira Dhir Jana Priyo Priya Karau. This is how Shadu Goswamis were there. They were equal, or they were dear to those Dhira and Adhira, but friendship with the devotees. They alone can very easily achieve the perfection of going back home, back to Godhead. So we have seen the word Shantaha. Now Srila Prabhupada describes the word Samadrishaha. Yeah, please continue.
A devotee is equipoised. He sees everyone on the same transcendental platform. A devotee knows that although a conditioned soul has a particular type of body according to his past fruitive activities, factually everyone is part of the Supreme Lord. A devotee sees all living entities with spiritual vision and does not discriminate on the platform of the bodily concept of life. Such qualities develop only in the association of devotees. Without the association of devotees, one cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, we have established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Factually, whoever lives in this society automatically develops Krishna consciousness. Devotees are dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is only dear to the devotees. On this platform only can one make progress in Krishna consciousness. Persons in Krishna consciousness or devotees of the Lord can please everyone, as is evident in the Krishna consciousness movement. We invite everyone without discrimination. We request everyone to sit down and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and take as much prasada as we can supply. And thus everyone is pleased with us. This is the qualification. Sarva Bhutanuranjanaha. As for purification, no one can be more pure than devotees. Anyone who once utters the name of Vishnu immediately becomes purified inside and outside. Yah smareta pundarikaksham. Since a devotee constantly chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, no contamination of the material world can touch him. He is therefore actually purified. Muchi haya suchi haya yadi Krishna bhaje. It is said that even a cobbler or person born in the family of a cobbler can be elevated to the position of a brahmana, that is Suchi, if he takes to Krishna consciousness. Any person who is purely Krishna conscious and who engages in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the purest in the whole universe. Hare Krishna.
Next, Srila Prabhupada explains the word samadrisha. Samadrisha means a devotee sees all living entities equally. And this begins with seeing the devotees equally. Right. Sometimes, especially in the days of Srila Prabhupada, the American devotees were not seen as a devotees by many Indians. They felt, oh, these are CIA agents or these are Americans, and people quite looked down on, especially in Vrindavan. Many called them that you are American Vaishnavas. Swamiji is so great that he had made Mlencha like you into a Vaishnava. And that devotee was very happy. He came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada is glorifying you. Prabhupada said, he's not glorifying me, he's criticizing you. that. So, first we have to see the devotees on the equal platform, Samadrisha. And then progressively, then we go to the level of Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini. Needless to say, although we may see them equally, but we have to behave differently, right? Prema Maitri Krupa Upeksha. Iha karoti samadhyama. And because without the association of devotee, we cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. And that's why Prabhupada says we have created this society, ISKCON. Devotees are dear to the Supreme, and in the heart of the Supreme, there are only devotees. Sadhavo hridayam mayyam, sadhunam hridayam tvaham, madanyatte na janati, naham tebhyo managapi. Devotee is Krishna Parayan and Krishna is Bhakta Parayan. This is the beautiful exchange between the Supreme Lord and Krishna. And then as far as Sarvabhutanuranjana goes, that Prabhupada says, we do not discriminate with anything with anybody. In fact, very proudly, of course, with humble pride, we say that ISKCON is the only organization where you can come from any place, any day, any jati, any dharma, anywhere, and you can become, the topmost person in ISKCON. This is not there even with all due respect, even with other Vaishnava Sampradayas also. Most of the Vaishnava Sampradayas will reserve the position of a guru only to the born Brahmana. But ISKCON, that is not the case. Prabhupada says, Muchi hai suchi yadi Krishna bhaje. When somebody starts worshipping Krishna, you come to ISKCON, we teach you Krishna consciousness, you start following the regulative principles, and as you become purified, any position, even up to the position of Lord Brahma, is open. And ISKCON is I would say, but actually it is the only organization who follows it, to the T, to the spirit and to the letter. We invite everyone without discrimination. Okay. We request everyone to sit down, chant Hare Krishna, take prasadam, and purify yourself. As the purification, there is nobody more pure than a devotee. What a beautiful statement it is, right? Because when we start worshipping the Supreme Lord, when we become devotee, actually the mala within the heart, that gets completely wiped from within by the Supreme Lord. And therefore, Prabhupada says, devotees may naturally do something which is otherwise very difficult to do. Sometimes you ask people say, "Arey, how can you live without kanda and lasun, onion and garlic?" They will talk to the lady, they will say, how can you cook without onion and garlic? People are amazed. How can you get up early in the morning, chant, and we say chant. लोगों को लगता है you do meditation. Nowadays there is a new fad of a meditation manifestation. People do, yeah, you get up, do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of meditation. Devotees do 2 hours of mantra meditation, right? And this is phenomenal. Krishna knows this. He's taking note of everything, what a sacrifice devotee is doing. Right? In Kali Yuga, 2 hours of chanting, getting way early up in the morning, following 4 regulative principles, not eating onion, garlic, and uh, committing to the services in the temple, raising children in Krishna consciousness, and living such a pure life, everything is noted by Krishna. We may forget our austerities, but Krishna will never forget anything. And that's why his name is Achyuta. Any person who is purely Krishna conscious and who engages in the chanting of Hare Krishna is the purest in the whole universe. Right. So this is the Shuddha. Prabhupada is explaining the word, how he is Shuddha. Sarva Bhutanuranjana. These are the beautiful qualities of a devotee. 638. इति उत्तानपदः पुत्रो ध्रुव कृष्ण परायणः अभुत्रयाणां लोकानां चूडामणि इवामलः. Translation.
Translation. In this way, the fully Krishna conscious Dhruva Maharaj, the exalted son of Maharaja Uttanapad, attained the summit of the three statuses of planetary systems. Purport. The exact Sanskrit terminology for Krishna consciousness is here mentioned, Krishna Parayana. Parayana means going forward. Anyone who is going forward to the goal of Krishna is called Krishna Parayana or fully Krishna conscious. The example of Dhruva Maharaj indicates that every Krishna conscious person can expect to reach the topmost summit of all three planetary systems within the universe. A Krishna conscious person can occupy an exalted position beyond the imagination of any ambitious materialist. Hare Krishna.
Iti. Now we are concluding this beautiful pastime of Maharaj Dhruva. Iti Uttanapada Putro. Again, right? Dhruva is referred as Uttanapada. Dhruva Krishna Parayana. Fully Krishna conscious, Parayana. He is Krishna Parayana. Abhutrayanam Lokanam Chudamani Ivamalah. In this way, Krishna Parayan Dhruva, the exalted son of Maharaj Uttanapad, attained the summit of three statuses of the planetary systems, Dhruva Loka. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains the exact Sanskrit terminology for the Krishna consciousness is here Krishna Parayana. Right? So we are Narayana Parayana, Krishna Parayana. From Kāma Krodha Parayana, this is the Bhagavad Gita word. Kāma Krodha Parayana, we are trying to become Krishna Parayana. This is our progress. Krishna Parayana. Parayana means going forward. So we are doing Parayan. So Parayan means, repeatedly. We pray to the Lord that we also read Śrīmad Bhāgavatam repeatedly. Right? We are at the 4th canto. Slowly we'll reach 12th canto. And again we'll continue with the 1st canto. So Parayana. Parayana means going forward. Or anyone who is going forward to the goal of Krishna consciousness, towards the goal of Krishna, is called as Krishna Parayana or fully Krishna conscious. And this is the example of Maharaj Dhruva, what he attained. A Krishna conscious person can occupy an exalted position beyond the imagination of any ambitious materialist. The most ambitious materialist that been seen till now is Hiranyakashipu. Right? Is not Elon Musk, is Hiranyakashipu. Elon Musk is just trying to go to the moon, to the Mars. But Hiranyakashipu, he was actually controlling the universe. But he could not imagine a position that is being available to Dhruva Maharaj, dear son of Uttanapad. So he cannot imagine. And this is this is actually the potency of Krishna consciousness. Later, Srila Prabhupada writes, the very beautiful, the next transport on the Srila Prabhupada writing is very beautiful. Okay. Text 39. Amazing verse. We will recite this one. गम्भीरवेगो निमिषम्
गम्भीरवेगो निमिषम्
ज्योतिषां चक्रमाहितम्
ज्योतिषां चक्रमाहितम्
यस्मिन् भ्रमति कौरव्य
यस्मिन् भ्रमति कौरव्य
मेढ्यामिव गवां गणः.
मेढ्यामिव गवां गणः.
Translation.
Saint Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, descendant of Kuru, as a herd of bulls circumambulates a central pole on their right side, all the luminaries within the universal sky unceasingly circumambulate the abode of Dhruva Maharaj with great force and speed. Purport. Each and every... Sorry, can somebody please read?
Each and every planet within the universe travels at a very high speed. From the statement in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it is understood that even the sun travels 16,000 miles in a second. And from Brahma Samhita, we understand from the shloka Yachakshuresha Savita Sakalagrahanam that the sun is considered to be the eye of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda. And it also has a specific orbit within which it circles. Similarly, all other planets have their specific orbits, but together all of them encircle the pole star or Dhruva, where Dhruva Mahārāja is situated at the summit of the three worlds. We can only imagine how highly exalted the actual position of a devotee is, and certainly we cannot even conceive how exalted is the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Gambhira Vega Nimisham. Animisham means unceasingly, without any deviation, without any stop, with great speed. Gambhira Vega. Jyotisham Chakramahitam. Jyotisham means the luminaries. They Chakra Ahitam. They rotate around this Dhruvaloka. Just like Medhyamiva Gavam Gana. Just like the herd of the bulls circumambulate the central pole on their right side. All the luminaries within the universal sky unceasingly circumambulate the abode of Dhruva Maharaj with great force and speed. If you know what is the force and speed it rotates, the entire galaxy rotates around the Dhruva planet with the speed of 7.5 lakh kilometers per hour. This is the speed. 7.5 lakh kilometer per hour. This is the speed around with which they are doing pradakshina to Dhruva Loka. That translates to 240 kilometers per second. Right? Gambhira Vegam. Okay, this is called as Gambhira Vegam. In the translation, Srila Prabhupada explains, each and every planet within the universe is moving at a very high speed. And therefore, we also have to work very hard actually. I am speaking this for myself, but we have to work hard. It's not that, of course, we have to take good rest. That is important so that we can, prolonged way, we can work hard, but we have to work hard. One thing, I'm really madly fan of my Shiksha Guru, His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, is that the relentless work that he puts in. Of course, another thing is he's super talented. He's super resourceful. I mean, he can do kirtan extremely well. He can give management class extremely well. He can give motivational class extremely well. He can give a devotional class very well. He can speak on the japa talks every day without preparations. So, needless to say that, so even keeping those aside, sure, the relentless amount of work, the hard work this personality is put in. So, and everybody within the universe is doing that. If we do not work hard, there is always the danger that we may be trapped by Maya, right? And especially those who have the free time, those who control their day, they have to. It is very important that they work very hard. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is explained that even the sun travels with the 16,000 miles per second. Okay, the numbers are here. So these are the, okay, so entire galaxy is moving at one rate, sun is moving at another rate. Everybody is moving within the universe. And all these planets move in their specific orbits. Yachakshuresha Savita, Sakalagrahana, right? Raja Samasta, Suramurti Ashesha Teja, Yasyadnaya Brahmati is traveling by the Agya of the Supreme Lord. But together, all of them encircle the pole star or Dhruva Loka, where Dhruva Maharaj is situated at the summit of the three worlds. Is present tense. Dhruva Maharaj is still there. Right. So we can only imagine how highly exalted the actual position of a devotee is. And certainly, we cannot even conceive what is the exalted position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One devotee, child, with childish ambition, childlike time, 6 months, performed intense devotional service, entire planetary systems are rotating around him. This is the potency of devotional service. This is the potency of devotional service. Text 40. महिमानं विलोक्यास्य नारदो भगवान् ऋषिः आतोद्यं वितुदन् श्लोकान् सत्रे गायत् प्रचेतसाम्. Translation.
After observing the glories of Dhruva Mahārāja, the great sage Narada, playing his veena, went to the sacrificial arena of the Prachetas and very happily chanted the following three verses. Purport. The great sage Narada was the spiritual master of Dhruva Mahārāja. Certainly was very glad to see Dhruva's glories. As a father is very happy to see the son's advancement in every respect, so the spiritual master is very happy to observe the ascendancy of his disciple. Thank you.
Yeah. So here, Dhruva Maharaj, the glories of Dhruva, they are always glorified by Narada Muni, especially at the sacrificial yagya, sacrifice which was performed by Prachetas. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that just like the father is very happy to see advancement of the son, similarly, the spiritual father, spiritual master is very happy to see advancement of his disciple. Narada Muni is simply happy, is glorifying Dhruva Maharaj. And this is a very important lesson. Sometimes we may preach to somebody, we may become instrumental to somebody become Kṛṣṇa conscious, and if when they become great devotees, we should be happy that we were somewhere instrumental. We should not think that ये क्या, मैंने उसको भक्ति में लाया, मैंने ही सिखाया प्रभु जी उसको कैसे जप करने का. That shows our insecurity within, that shows our envy within. So, one should be really very happy. The advancement a devotee makes by his Kṛṣṇa consciousness, we can make almost equal advancement by simply happy for somebody making that advancement. Right. Of course, that doesn't mean that we have to be simply happy. We have to also work in Kṛṣṇa consciousness and advance. But we have to be happy seeing, some vibhuti of the Supreme Lord displayed by somebody. Text 41. Now, from 41 to 52, we come to the final section of this chapter, where, there are Narada Muni is glorifying Dhruva Maharaj, and later something very amazing. Shloka after shloka, now these are three verses. Three verses are being spoken. So these are the three verses. Narada Muni glorified Prachetas. And then shloka from 44 to 52, almost like 9 shlokas, there is Falashruti of this particular pastime. This is one of the longest Falashruti I have read in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Okay. Shloka after shloka it goes. What is the benefit of hearing and explaining these wonderful pastimes of Maharaj Dhruva? Text 41. Narada Uvacha Nunam Sunite Patidevatayas Tava Prabhavasya Sutasya Tam Gatim Drishtvabyupayan Api Vedavadino Naivadigantum Prabhavanti Kim Nrupa. Translation.
The great sage Narada said, simply by the influence of his spiritual advancement and powerful austerity, Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Suniti, who was devoted to her husband, acquired an exalted position not possible to attain even for the so-called Vedantists or strict followers of the Vedic principles, not to speak of ordinary human beings. Purport. In this verse, the word Vedvadinaha is very significant. Generally, a person who
Prabhu,
strictly
your
follows
voice is coming very low.
a person who strictly follows
Yeah,
the
perfect.
Vedic principles is called Vedvadi. There are also so-called Vedantis who advertise themselves as followers of Vedanta philosophy, but who misinterpret Vedanta. The expression Vedavad Rataha is also found in the Bhagavad Gita, referring to persons who are attached to the Vedas without understanding the purport of the Vedas. Such persons may go on talking about the Vedas or may execute austerities in their own way, but it is not possible for them to attain to such an exalted position as Dhruva Maharaj. As far as ordinary kings are concerned, it is not at all possible. The specific mention of kings is significant because formerly kings were also Rajarishis, for the kings were as good as great sages. Dhruva Maharaj was a king, and at the same time he was as learned as a great sage. But without devotional service, neither a great king, a Kshatriya, nor a great Brahmana strictly adhering to the Vedic principles can be elevated to the exalted position attained by Dhruva Maharaj.
Yeah. So here, Nunam Sunite. Now he is the Uttanapada. He is also the dear child of Suniti. What is the greatness of Suniti? Nunam Sunite Patidevatayam. She was very devoted to her husband Uttanapad. Now look at this. Okay, very important. We know how Uttanapad treated Suniti, right? And here the Patidevatayam, but how Suniti treated Uttanapad. This is very important. How Suniti treated Uttanapad. So, it is not that always somebody neglects us. Yesterday I was in my college, and I just uh, completed my position of a dean. A dean is one of the coveted position in the college. So till the time you are a dean, everybody will be saying good morning, sir, this and that. And yesterday I had gone to place, the new dean looking at me, he was watching as if watching through me. Absolutely forget respect that I was not expecting, not even acknowledgement. And I was thinking, okay, then I suddenly realized that, Suniti is saying to Dhruva that Mama Mangalatata, do not wish bad for people. Then I somehow controlled. So point here is, how people treat us is not equal to how we treat people. It is very easy to say, but yesterday I realized it is not easy to practice. But Suniti practiced that. Nunam Sunete Pati Devataya. She treated her husband as a Pati. Pati Devataya. Very devoted to her husband. Although he treated her like a crap, not even like a dasi. But this was not the reverse behavior of Suniti. Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Suniti, acquired the exalted position not possible to attain for Vedavadino or any other. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains Vedavadina is very important because Vedavadis are the people who are typically interested in doing a sacrifice, going to heavenly planets, and enjoying the life. They will precisely find out which yagya to be done for what kind of position and sacrifice. This is their expertise. Vedavatirtha Partha. Nanyadastiti Vadina. So they are bewildered by the flowery language of the Vedas, but even they could not attain a position attained by Dhruva. Prabhupada says in the previous times, almost all the kings were Rajarshis. They were saintly kings, but even none of them could attain this position. The difference was that Dhruva Maharaj was a devotee of the Supreme Lord in disciplic succession. So without devotional service, neither a great king, Kshatriya, or a great Brahmana, who is a Vedavadina, can be elevated to the exalted position attained by Dhruva Maharaj. So only Dhruva was given this particular position. So we will conclude here and continue tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura
Thank you,
Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you,
Prabhupada. Thank you,
Prabhupada. Thank you very
Prabhuji.
much. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. I have a small question.
Thank you,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Prabhu, we discussing that Suniti is going back to Godhead. What about his brother, like Prahlada's Dhruva's brother or Dhruva's father or Dhruva's son? Then
Of course, they got a very high destination.
okay, but within the
Yeah.
material world.
Uh, I mean, Suruchi and Uttam, we can reasonably say that within the material world, they got a higher destination because they had association of Dhruva anyways.
Okay.
And Uttanapad was Shaktavish. He's not direct avatar, but he was empowered personality. So of course he went back to Godhead.
Okay.
Uttanapad is all glorious, except that one instance, and that
Okay.
happened to happen with Dhruva, and that's why the whole thing But Uttanapad is all glorious personality. Son of Manu, I mean, brother of Priyavrat, Mama of Kapil Dev. Sometimes I just think their family, how they must be talking to each other. Dhruva will come and देवहूति प्रसूति आकुति they will say उत्तानपाद क्या करते हो ध्रुव को भेज दिया तुमने सुरुचि के पीछे कितना जाते हो I mean the family relationship between them, right? क्या सुरुचि करते हो? You have such a good wife Suniti, 6 months, and just imagine Dhruva coming and meeting Devahuti, and she will say Atya auntie, and she will be so happy. So I mean we just see Bhagavatam in the sections, but if you just combine third canto, fourth canto, what a fascinating family life it is. Just imagine Dhruva and Kapila Muni, they are being together, right? They are brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that it is.
प्रभु जी, अगर कोई
Hare
एक
Krishna.
पर्सन डिवोटी बन जाता है तो उसके सारे फैमिली मेंबर जो भी 21 आगे के और 21 पिछले तो सारे ऑटोमेटिकली चले जाते हैं ना वैकुंठ, अगर वो डिवोटी चला गया तो, इफ ही इज प्योर डिवोटी?
See, the Falashruti is always to encourage people to, take on to bhakti. Like that it is. Falashruti, there are two ways. Is it true? Of course it is true. But it is true to the extent it inspires us to become, perform devotional service. So when, this can be seen from two ways. If I to see, I should say, oh, I should become a devotee, this is the benefit. But if I to say, let my father become devotee, let my wife become devotee, I will just enjoy my life, then, that is not a right thing to do. So Falashruti always has to be taken with that context of, being, in the right spirit of taking the Falashruti. So one will receive a greater opportunity than other people. But that Falashruti has to be taken in that context, that it is to encourage us to perform devotional service.
Okay, everyone has to perform devotional service.
Yeah, because see, even if now, just imagine that even if they become devout, they go back home, back to what they will do. There's an explanation that Kamsa, when he came to Vrindavan, Kamsa came to Vrindavan, and the Radharani was in such ecstasy of Kṛṣṇa. She converted Kamsa into a little gopi. And just imagine, internally he's Kamsa, externally he's gopi. And it was such a miserable, I mean, what we aspire for is to become some dust in the spiritual world. Kamsa became literally gopi in Vrindavan. But if the internally people are not changed, what they are going to do with, the position that going to attain in the spiritual world? There they will say, "Kidhar hai movie theater, mujhe Dhurandhar jana," and all that, right?
Okay. Actually, Prabhuji, at my home, my mother, brother, and sisters, right, they won't believe in such things. So, like, I sometimes I thought, okay, I'll do. They will also come with me later. So
So that
that's
is a good motivation. That's what I'm saying. Personally, when we take it that yes, it is going to benefit everybody.
okay.
Typically, will they directly go back to Godhead? Depends on their personality also, right?
Okay.
But it's a
Okay.
very good motivation that that it is, and of course it is going to be beneficial for everybody. That's what we have seen. Dhruva's devotional service directly benefiting Suniti. But people have to be purified, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji. Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.